for people who really want to be more well-rounded than just looking at the the gyrations of pricing of various coin, what other elements of crypto and blockchain do you think people should be paying attention to, even if they're not as sexy as the wild market swings?
Well, the thing that I think is really interesting that gets overlooked a little bit in people's zeal for these coins is the technology, because what you have is a new platform for basically creating value. And I know it's a very abstract thing to think about, but it's very novel in the sense that you can create a money system, money. You can program that money in different ways to produce different results. Bitcoin is just, okay, you have Bitcoin, you send it to somebody, but there are other cryptocurrencies that are doing all sorts of really interesting things, where they're building these new sort of networks, these platforms where you have a token, where you program the token to produce a result, and that result can be drawing yield from markets. Like if you've heard of DeFi, right? DeFi does what banks do, except it's a mathematical protocol where instead of a banker taking in deposits at one interest rate, lending it out at a higher interest rate, and then taking the difference, you have a protocol that now basically moves money from one area to another, and then the protocol itself is what gets that value and then distributes to anybody who has that coin, that token. And it's that change that I think is so vital to understand, because that's what they call sometimes code eating everything, where you're replacing a traditional legacy system with these protocols that are more efficient. They are cheaper to create, cheaper to run, and easier for people like you and me to participate in. That's what's really revolutionary. And I know you guys are looking at NFTs, and I'm glad that we had a chance to talk to NFTs, because that's a perfect example of this kind of change, the shift in it's not just money, but it's a whole way of appreciating money and the value it creates.